Hi everyone, this is NEO USDT daily chart, and as you can see the price action is in quite a strong downtrend, but we do potentially have a little bit of a short-term recovery which provides a trading opportunity for us. But first let's just zoom out to bear in mind exactly what's been happening, because the context is important here. So obviously the market is in a bear market, and we've previously lost this support level at around $6.5, give or take. We lost that back in March 2025. And then, of course, before that, the last dip we had below that level was the pandemic crash back in 2022. So really serious bearish conditions. And of course, above that $6.5 line, NEO was able to ascend to, about $140 odd or so. And now we are, of course, very much lower at around the $2 mark. And we've since, of course, lost that significant support level, the support level which allowed for this bullish movement. And now we've come down, tried to bottom out at this lower level, which was dictated by the October 25 liquidation event, and unfortunately have since lost that and entered negative price discovery again, meaning we have lost the support. We started to see a breakout, maybe this cup and handle of some sorts appearing here, this curving round, but we didn't get that. We didn't get a breakout of the neckline here. We got rejected, and we've come back down to a lower level, losing essentially around $2.35 support. Now, with local support forming lower below $2 at around 1.8485, give or take. And that's the current situation. So if we switch back to the daily chart now, we can see the trading opportunity. Now, we have had a solid floor. We've had all of these candles forming a base. We've had this curving round happen again. And the 21 moving average on the daily, very significant, of course, has now seen a breakout. And we've had the first volume spike, which we've seen since, well, really, we haven't been this high since 10th of April 2026. So a couple of months ago, really, since we've had any volume like that, and certainly nothing like this sort of spike we saw to retest this previous range back again in March, just a few months ago. So this is the situation. So in terms of a textbook, we have a break above the 21 with a higher high with an increase in volume, and that could see NEO now come back up to retest this previous area lost. So have we got a long or a short opportunity? There is a short opportunity, of course, in this zone here between around 2.4, 2.5 and 2.346, just to get a bit granular. That would be a good opportunity to short from here on out. And you can see there's an order block just sitting nicely there and up there. Now, I don't think realistically we're going to be coming up here anytime soon, not till Bitcoin starts to bottom. But I do think NEO potentially could get above this order block here into this zone. So is there a good long opportunity? Well, firstly, we have had a breakout. That's very textbook. And if you want to come back down and retest the 21 MA for an entrance, that would be really looking for about a $2 entrance. Well, no, actually 1.965 sort of entrance. So you'd be looking to come back down with the 200 MA and come in flush here, something like that. That would give you a bit of confluence. You have a nice line here as well. There's your breakout line. So you could come in back down, dip to the 21. There's your play. You've got an area to put your stop loss down here below local support, below 1.855. And then, of course, you could potentially trade upwards from here, taking profits, of course, quite modestly, just overhead at local resistance, which is around 2.325. And then, of course, that would switch to a short, but the short is more assured than a long at this point. And therefore, if you are going to long it from here, come in as flush with 21 as possible, because then, of course, if you lose a 21, you're going to have some interactions with this level, which means you can get out and so forth and reposition. So you have a potential long here on a retest of the 21 on a more granular level. Zoom in maybe to the 12-hour chart and really figure out what you want to do. See, a retest is probably happening at present. Come in for a long position and then to take profits at around 2.35. And then once the price action, if the price action enters this zone here, we can start to look for a short as well. At the very least, back down to local support, given the bearish nature of NEO's price action at the moment. But that's NEO.